Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to A Positive Lens, episode 11. I'm sitting here with a good friend of mine, Faizan Sheikh. Right? Did I say that last name right?
That's right, man. That's right.
Thank you for hopping on, brother.
Of course,
I
bro.
appreciate it.
Of course.
And today we're just going to go over what it takes to be a businessman and run a business and become, the entrepreneur that a lot of people want to become. Because you've got a lot of experience under your belt, and it's just the fucking start for you, right? You still have
100%.
Like you still have so much room to grow, and like I would call you a successful young man, and
Appreciate that.
you're going to take it to the next level, especially with staying your e-commerce, and then like we were just talking about real estate. Maybe we can dive into that a little bit. But tell them where you started, your background, how you got into entrepreneurship, and just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Basically, man, it's a mixed up journey, honestly. Started off, finishing school, got the standard degree, worked for a couple years, and then it was like hit a point where it was just like, man, like now I've hit a point where I see some self-worth in myself, but I'm really not built to do this for somebody else. And I started asking myself the question that what is my true potential? Yeah. That was the spark of it all, right? Once I sort of got that clarity in my mind and my head, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm meant and destined for something else, for a bigger purpose, something on a larger, grander scale. That's when I honestly quit my job, right? So I just first step, quit it. I had no clue where I'm going, what I'm doing. COVID hit, right? And then during COVID is when I started dabbling into the e-commerce journey, right? Of course, everybody knows about drop shipping. So started getting into that, started learning about it. Basically, you know how it goes. Research, learning is number one, that learning mindset. Yep. Having that is number one. So started skimming YouTube, going through all that content. I'm going very, very in detail for this one. Yeah. Started basically, skimming every single piece of content I possibly could have found on YouTube, Google, blogs, articles, you name it. I went through it all, right? As much as I could. Then finally gave it a try. Opened up the first store. Went great. Wasn't the best. Wasn't the it story. Wasn't the big success. Stopped it. Tried another one. Didn't work out. After that, I was still learning e-commerce and trying to operate that store, trying to get it to work. Then an opportunity presented itself, which was Sting, which is one of our current businesses, and is doing great, is going well, we're growing, we're doing something big with it. This year is going to be a very good year for us. Inshallah,
if you
we're open for that.
Buy Sting gloves.
100%. Check it out.
Fucking now.
Stingsports.ca. Definitely check it out. So basically, it's a family, to give you a little background on Sting, it's a family-run business. Yep. So I basically connected with my family member, with my cousin down there in Australia, who founded the business, right? Yep. About 12 years back. And this is during prime time COVID. Everything shut down. The world, nobody knows where it's headed, what's going on, right? Basically gave him a call, spoke to him about the business. Me, my brother, and my dad, we sat down. We basically had a couple of discussions, spoke about it. Hey, what's going on? What's the situation in Canada? And he's like, listen, basically gave us the little background on where things are at. And we basically hopped on that opportunity right away. We're just like, you know what? Sounds like a good plan. Let us get right into it. So learned the business, got into the market, figured it all out. Again, learning, like I said, that's number one. If running a business, you're not going to know anything starting off if you're going into a new industry or whatever it may be. If you've never done something or operated a business before, and even till this day, I'm learning every single day. I'm not the best businessman, and I'm always looking to learn and grow with other people, right? See what others are doing right, what they're doing better than me, accept it, realize, work on it, adapt and learn, and then push towards it, right? But essentially, basically figured out the market, learned the industry, learned the sport of boxing, what it takes, learned our products, our quality, our procedures, our manufacturing, everything about that I could, again, gain knowledge to sort of set myself up for success so I can have a better success rate, right? You sort of calculate your risk, what you're getting into, know that you have of course, you can't have that self-doubt. You got to know that 100%. If I'm putting my foot into this, I'm going to give it 100%. I'm going to give it my all. And there's no backing down. There's no stepping out at this point, right? Of course, provided be smart. 10 years in the game, you're not making a single dollar. You may want to rethink your decision, right? For sure. Be logical about it, but give it your all. Give it 100%, right? That's basically where it's going. So that's what happened. And we ordered our first shipment, right? We pulled up together what we could, everything that we had, invested into the business, got the first shipment in, gave it a full run. started doing well, started growing some clients, and it's been 2 years of operations, and alhamdulillah, we've done a very good amount of numbers, right? That being said, we're the official partners of Boxing Canada, Boxing Ontario, boxing federations around the world. We work with a lot of gyms throughout the GTA. We retail, we wholesale to a lot of retail shops, gyms directly as well. We have a whole massive online presence, social media presence, all the good stuff, right? So that's essentially where we're at now. But once we started off, honestly, it's a tough journey. There was days and nights, even till this day, where it's like you're always going to come through problems. There's a lot of operational stuff involved from day to day. And running a business, number one, when you're starting off a business and running it, during the starting phases, you may not necessarily have the capital or the infrastructure to hire people and mitigate tasks and basically delegate and assign things. You are wearing every single hat, from fulfillment to mopping the floors to working on your website, if that's the case, stocking, inventory count, everything, anything you name it, that whatever the nature of your business is, based on the tasks and operations that are involved in your business, you're going to be doing everything from A to Z. You yourself are a business owner, Cam. You run, you're doing a lot of stuff. You run a great content creation agency. Right now, you're running a lot of things by yourself, where you want to expand your team even further. You want to do things. And of course, we all want to build a team around it. And yes, you do have to make a team of some sort as well. Yeah. But that will come in due time. At the start, you need to be ready. You need to roll up your sleeves, have that grit, have that resilience. And every single day, because you got to think from this mindset that nobody else is going to get that task done for you. This is your business. You own it. Nobody will love it like you love it. So you have to do this work. Yeah. You got to get this stuff in. No one is coming to do it for you. Get that straight in your head, number one. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck in one spot. Because you want to get into this store, you want this stock, you want X amount of stock, you want to get it, you want to start posting a day, or you want to grow social media. Okay, great. How is it going to grow? Are you posting 6 times a week? No, you're not posting 6-7 times a week. How are you expecting your stuff to grow? It's not going to move forward, right? No. So there's a lot of things I face these challenges with running this business in the start. Now, we're getting way better with everything. We have tasks assigned. We have a team going as well. We still manage a lot of the tasks ourselves. Whatever is in our command, we do everything else that we can outsource and sort of delegate. We do that because that's how you're eventually going to grow. But at the start, it all comes down to number one, taking massive action and being fast. Speed is your number one asset, because you have to understand you're not the only person running a business, or you're not the only person in your field. There are other competitors. There are other people doing other stuff. So if you want to be a part of the race and possibly win the race, you got to make things work and take action,
like
right?
Speed.
That's it, man. That's 100% it. So a couple main challenges, like I said, is just sort of like giving yourself that belief and having that right mindset. Yes, tough days are going to come. There's going to be months in business. It is very uncertain in the starting phases.
100%.
It takes years to build a big business. Gucci wasn't built overnight. Nike was not built overnight. It took years, 10, 20, 30, right? It takes years to build this stuff. But that's the thing. If you go year one in, right, you made some amount of profit, or maybe you made no profit at all, but you accumulated a good amount of revenue, you know this thing is working. Take a step back, assess what worked, assess what didn't work, weed out the stuff that did not work, cut your cost, fix your operations, go even harder the next year, right? Or even the next month, whatever your business requires. We basically go on a year-to-year basis. Of course, we have quarterly, monthly, weekly calculations as well. Yep. We assess our business health on a yearly basis on the larger scale, right? So year one, very challenging, very tough. Yes, we made some profits, but we were very close to break even. Certain months we were at a loss. And those months, those were the days and the months where I was just like, what is going on? Like, I'm out of stock. Things are not working out. Shit, man, I don't know if this is the right business. You will have all these thoughts, and you'll have, how I like to say, the devil bites at your head nonstop. He comes and tells you that, man, you're going to fail. You don't have it in. You don't know. You don't have what it takes. You're never going to make it. You're not going to do it right. Those are the stuff you just have to sort of overcome and just be like, you know what? I got into this. I always think back to this. I got into this for a reason. I had a bigger purpose. Always think back to that main thing that you wanted to do, because that will spark your passion again. That will ignite you again. You want to keep remembering why you're doing this. The money is great, right? Sure, the money is, for us, the money is a tool. That's what I like to think, right? It's not like the end goal. That's not the end goal. The end goal is something else. It's to take care of my parents, take care of the people I love, do good in the community, spread positivity, empower other people to show them that, man, I was just a regular person who one day woke up, or over time of the course of events and how life went, decided to take the change and make the change in my own life by taking control. One thing that I got inspired when you said time ago when I met you is that you have a pen and a paper in your hands and you get to write your story every single day and you get to dictate your story. So what are you going to write today? Yep. Right? What are you going to do for yourself today? So that's essentially basically what the biggest challenge I would feel for me personally was as a business owner. Apart from the operational things are just a part of the business that are always going to be there with any business. For that, it just requires you to learn and understand the operations and how the industry works and what is the best and the most efficient way to achieve operational efficiency in your business so you can cut costs, have more higher profits, run more smoothly, grow more exponentially. Those are things you will learn by doing some research, experience, messing up a few times, filling in a couple areas, realizing and sort of, well, what's that word, man? I'm looking for a word.
I don't fucking know. A lot of words out there.
There's a lot of words. Basically pondering on what went wrong.
Okay.
And sort of getting that realization, okay, these
analyzation?
Basically, so you can analyze the things and the areas where you messed up and how you can correct those moving forward when you're going to reattempt this operation. Because there's going to be standard operations. Look, for our business, right, we sell a lot of product. We sell boxing equipment, best boxing equipment on the market, by the way. So we have an ever-growing need for stock and building our stock count, stock forecasting, making sure our stock cycle is correct. That's a part of the business. That is a key part of the business, right? Then there's the marketing aspect. What are we doing to sort of disrupt the market? Either you're following the trend and you're going with the trend, and then from time to time you want to come and think, okay, what is something that I can do different to come and disrupt the market and sort of build this hype that all the eyes are coming towards us now, right? Yep. So things like those, you got to be having that creativity aspect you got to have. Then there's other tasks like regular logistics, your delivery, your warehousing. There's things like your online maintenance and social media strategies and paid ads, and there's just a whole bunch of things that come into business. And once you start running a business, you start realizing, hey, this is more stuff I can keep adding. So you want to, one thing I always like telling myself and my team and everybody that I work with is do the things that got you to this point and make sure you continue doing those and keep adding more things on top. If you keep adding the right things on top, you're only going to go further with the business. Yep. If you're not doing the key steps that brought you to, let's say, to make it simple, let's say you did a couple things and now you're doing $100,000 a month, right?
Yep.
What are the things you did to get you to $100,000 a month? Assess those things. Make sure those key pillars and components of your business that got you to the 100K are never going to stop. If you start if there were 5 things that I did to get to the 100K point, now I'm like, oh, great, I'm making 100K. Let me add on step number 6, 7. But step number 6, 7 is going to ruin step number 2. That's a key pillar foundation in my business. So if this breaks, 6, 7 won't even matter. Yep. So you always got to remember these are the key components that are the foundation and the pillar and the basis of my business. And I always got to make sure these few things are going to be on point 100% of the time. Yep. And then you want to add on the right stuff, and the right stuff you will, of course, learn by researching the market, analyzing what's trending, what's going, what may be the best move for your business, and then you sort of stack on tops. But always remember to keep those key pillars aligned at all times and operational at all times, because if one thing drops, it's like a building, right? If your foundation is not correct, the structure, how big you build it, is eventually going to collapse. Yep. So you got to make sure your key foundational stuff is always running and it's always operational, man. That's basically my journey. If you tell me like what is my experience as a business, I know it's a whole conversation, bouncing back and forth, but these are things that I personally experienced. These are things that I have went through with my business, and Lord knows, there's years to come, and this year is going to be a huge year for us from what I feel, and I'm dedicated and I have full faith that we're going to do something massive this year. So, and we're working towards it. Of course, we can't spill everything out of here. So you just gotta show the people. But yeah, man, it's good. It's gonna action speak louder than words. It's gonna be good, man. But yeah, man, this is my current experience so far from what I've learned running Sting for 3 years.
Well, thank you for that. I'm sure everyone watching will benefit from everything you said there, because that was deep. And there was some fucking knowledge in there.
Appreciate it, bro.
Solid knowledge. My next question for you would be, on the days where shit was kind of hitting the fan, on the days where it was hard, the months where it was hard, those stretches, what were the things that you continued to do, or like, what did you just not stop fucking doing on a day-to-day basis that made you continue forward? Because I feel like online, on these other podcasts, on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, a lot of people are constantly talking about when things are going good. And I want to go into how the deep parts of running a business, deep parts of life that no one talks about online. I want to go into how those days are the ones that matter the most, because everyone's talking about like, the success. Yes, I want to know
not the struggles.
Yeah, I want to know what made you continue to go through the struggles, because I feel like a lot of people they fail at continuing. They quit,
give up,
and
right?
yeah, and
the pressure is too much.
Yeah, so essentially, like, to break down my sentence that I just said, what did you continue to fucking do that made you just propel forward, even when things are hitting the fan? Like, where was your mind at?
Honestly, great question. Tough one to answer as well. I would say it's more so just like the part of showing up for yourself and not losing that faith. That first point, I'll take it back to that. It's just that initial faith that you had when you took the first step to start this business or to get into whatever you wanted to get in, right? You set a goal, you have a vision, you see yourself 5-10 years ahead. You're like, you know what? I want to be this guy, and I want to get here, and I want to own this, and one day I want to just be here sitting and, just walk out of my house and be like, I did this with the people around me and with the help of God, and this is what I achieved, right? That vision is what kept me going. It's the mental, I feel like I said, it's the vision of being at a certain spot in life, and sort of that abundance mindset where it's like, I want to get here, so I got to start believing that I'm already in that position. Because if I don't see myself there every single day, I'm not going to want to do the things that are going to require me to get there. And I'm not the perfect person. There's things that I will slack on a daily basis. I'm not like a freaking like machine that is working at 100% operational capacity nonstop. It's tough. There's days I'll slack. There's days I'll have bad days. I'll have great days. I'll have good days. I'll have average days. It's all part of the process, right? But those hard, dark, struggling days where you're at the brink of rethinking everything that you're doing, that, man, like, was it the right decision? Is it going to work out? What if I spend the next 5 years and I still don't make it, right? Yeah. Those thoughts, when they occur in your head, you have to shut them down right there and then. That's what worked for me. Okay. Where it's like, I start going in that spiral, I'm thinking, I'm overthinking. It's more so the reason why those thoughts happen is when I came to a realization is when you're not actually doing the work that's required. 100%. Right? That builds stress. That builds anxiety for some people. That would start worrying you that, man, I am not where I expected to be by this date. Yep. I thought I was going to be here, but I'm way far back. Okay, why are you over here? Did you do this that was required in order to propel you to step 2? Or did you take this action? Or did you take out 2 hours a day for the new website launch that you wanted to do? If you wanted to launch by the 31st, did you put it an hour a day or not? Now it's the 31st and you didn't put in a single hour. That builds up stress. Now you're a month behind on the schedule for the other thing that you wanted to do, right? So when it starts adding up and stacking up, when you start avoiding things and you don't take action on the things that need to be done, it starts piling up. And when it starts piling up, that weight of those things is what comes on your mind, and it builds that stress. This is personally me, by the way. That's what builds up stress for me, and it's like, shit, I gotta do all this. And when you're thinking about all the things at once, it's an ocean. In a business, there's going to be so many things nonstop, right? So when all these things happen and it builds up and it piles up, at that point, it's like, how the hell am I going to tackle all of this, right? Yep. Whereas if you look at that picture and you forget everything for a second, like, okay, I have these 100 things to do. Today, I'm just going to do one. Yep. And like you say, the 1% rule, every single day, if you keep attempting something, you will get better. I'm a firm believer in it. I may not be implementing it 100% if I'm being all honest, but I will try every single day my best in the areas that I can strive in, right? Certain things I'll do it, and I'll do the best. Certain areas I'll lack in, right? But every single day, I'm always trying to improve in some way or another. Yeah. Whether it be my business, whether it be my health, whether it be my relation, whether it be my family, whatever it may be. But you always got to have that, like I said, just keep moving forward. Don't look back. Like, you can't drive a car looking in the rear mirror, right? Whatever happened. Sure, yesterday you didn't do what you needed to do. You messed up. You wasted the time. Don't be dwelling on that baggage from yesterday or last week or last month or last year that, oh, shit, man, I didn't get this done. Who cares, bro? Yeah. Just today's another day. Be grateful you have another chance to live. Wake up and open your eyes and breathe. Get to that shit, you know? Make it happen. Make it work. That's essentially what kept me going. That kind of erasing that, you know, we'll keep it PG. Maybe you cut this part out. That give me that bitch mentality, you know?
Yeah,
that
don't be a bitch.
Victimize yourself that, oh, shit, this happened. Oh, shit, this happened. Yeah. Who cares, bro? Nobody else is seeing you. Nobody else knows. Nobody else gives a fuck. Nobody's coming to do this for you, right?
The world's going to keep spinning.
That's essentially it. It's either you do it and you go through the struggles and the hard work and you get your shit together and you fucking pull through, or just be complacent with the fact where you are and just you may as well wrap it up at that point, right? So that's essentially what sort of kept me going through the hard struggling days where, yes, all the thoughts pile up. The pressure's on you. It's all getting to your mind and it's taking a toll on you. But it's just that, yeah, sure, you allow it to come. It's before it fully consumes you, you have to snap out of it and just push everything away. Yep. You know, so that's essentially what kept me going, man. And that's what's gonna keep me going. Is just that hunger for that vision and where I see myself, and just the faith of I know that if I keep working hard and have this resilience and just give it my all, that I will get here by the grace of God, of course, right? It's inevitable. So that's essentially what keeps me going. And yes, like I said, man, like there's always going to be days where you're going to have self-doubt. And a lot of that self-doubt comes from, like I said, not taking the action, and then people around you, right? Yeah. It's a lot of people will say a lot of things to you. A lot of people will not understand why you're doing this and why you're doing it at the capacity you're doing this. And they may never understand, right? Yeah. They'll only understand once you get there. So those thoughts that, why do you put so much time? Why are you not doing this? Why are you sacrificing all this time for this? Is because what else am I supposed to do? Yeah, I want to do this. I need to do this. Like, it doesn't matter who tells me what. Sure, I'll adjust. I'll make things work with everybody. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop. So it doesn't matter what you tell me. Yes, it will take a toll on you, will affect you. But you have to, again, like you said, believe in yourself and stay true to your word. Where it's like, I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep doing this stuff. And I don't care what happens or where it happens. If I end up there or not, I could care less. If I whatever idea or vision I have planned for myself, if I end up there or not, I could care less. But all I know is today, I'm going to work towards that. Yes. That's what I know. The rest I leave up to life. I could die tomorrow, right? Yeah. I don't know. Everything, yeah, sure. But I can't live with the mindset that, possibly this could happen tomorrow, so I'm just not going to put in the work. Yeah. That's no way to do things, right? For me personally, that's no way to live. I can't. Yeah. For me personally, if I think that way, I don't know where I'd be. I'd probably not be sane at that point, right? So that's essentially where my mind is always at. Like, doesn't matter what's coming tomorrow or in 10 years. Yes, you should think, you should plan, you should have visions, you should have goals and ambitions. But in the bigger scheme, right, you have to work towards something. You can't just always have that mindset where it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't happen. Like I'm not 100% sure, so I'm just not gonna put in the work. Don't do that to yourself, man.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Don't do that to yourself.
There's a saying. My friend Azim said it at the campfire, like, I think it was a few weeks ago.
Right.
And I think he said his uncle told him, and he said, the goal is the work.
Yeah, man.
And then he also said, the work or work will set you free. I think a lot of people, if you're listening and you relate it to working at like fucking 7-Eleven, no, not that type of work. Like working on yourself, that is work. Training,
that's
boxing,
right.
reading books, listening to podcasts, upping your skill set. And that's essentially what you just said is work will set you free. And that's how you live your day-to-day life is you would, if you, like you said, if you were to die tomorrow, you'd most likely die fucking happy because you were working towards that thing.
Exactly.
If someone that wasn't working towards their goal died tomorrow, they would look over their dead body and be like, fuck, I'm a fucking loser. I was not working towards anything, right?
You have so many regrets, man.
Yeah, and I feel like every single human can relate to putting the work into yourself and growing. If you actually do that to your full extent, you will be much happier than if you're slouching around being, like you said, with the bitch mentality. So I just wanted to kind of intervene there and say like that essentially I agree with you on a fucking another level, right. I assume a lot of other people will as well. So let me think of another question for you here.
Of course.
You mentioned visualization.
Right.
Do you think it is very important to have a very specific visual of where you want to be in life, how that will look, the people you are with, the cars you have, where you live, the houses, the exact amount of money you're making, etc., like to a T? Do you think that's very important to have that type of specifics with your visuals?
I think so. To some extent, my bad. To some extent, yes, right? I feel like yes, you do, but at the same time, if your vision alters from day to day or month to month or whatever, it's fine. That's okay as well. But yes, you need to sort of get into the specifics a little bit within your head, or maybe even note it down or print a couple of pictures of what you want and what you see and where you want to be and put that up so you can visualize it. Because I feel like visualization for me, it definitely helps me learn better, work better, have more clarity, right? That's where it helps me, because I feel like yes, it like you said, it does matter, because if you don't have a specific goal that you're working towards or a specific vision that you have, you won't have to. Sometimes your direction towards that vision may not be right. You may sway left and right,
aiming in the wrong
and which
direction.
is fine from time to time. But you still need to be moving in that direction. It's okay if I take these routes. I can't go here though.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So having that visual image for me of this is how I see myself in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, or in the next 6 months even, right? We're trying to get this back tomorrow. So, or what we're trying to get it all tomorrow. But that's the mindset you need to have, that I want it all tomorrow, is when you're going to end up getting it at the time that is destined for you based on your work and your grind, right? So I feel like, yeah, man, like visualization, it's a key aspect, bro.
I fucking like that. I think we could come up with like a saying right now. Work like you're gonna get it tomorrow. I don't know. Some people might actually slack if they're gonna get it tomorrow, but yeah, work like you could get it tomorrow. I like that. I've never fucking heard that.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna apply that to my day to day. Let me think of some more, because I really want to fucking question you. Because you're going deep, bro. You got some value to offer, and I want to squeeze that lemon, you know. So
go ahead. This guy's crazy, right? I'm telling you, he's scheming up something.
I'm trying to. Okay, if you were to start over tomorrow or right now, what are the things that you would do differently?
If I were to start over tomorrow right now,
the mistakes you wouldn't ever make again.
What do you mean in terms of like business wise or just life overall or?
Overall, because, I believe everything in life stems from who you are.
Right.
So in terms of self-development, because, Sting is where it's at because of you and Taha and who you guys are. And, like you are the foundation of your business essentially, right? So
yeah.
What are the mistakes that you would never make again? Or if you were to restart tomorrow, yeah.
Honestly, it would be more so showing up for my own word that I have committed to and dedicated to, and not slacking on those days that I have slacked on, which did put me back or set me back in certain areas. But like I said, again, it's the mentality of bouncing back and bouncing back even harder, right? So it's never an issue because we're still moving forward. Yeah. But things like, in terms specific, if you want to get into a little specific for business, better inventory forecasting, right?
Yep.
It would definitely put us in a whole different position than where we are now. Cutting down on unnecessary costs.
Yep.
Maybe not splurging on certain things, and having the realization of, that you got to be smart with where you invest and what you spend and what you do. And man, primarily, like if I were to think back, one thing I love about you, right, that you got years on me, bro. You got 6 years on me, right? I'm 26, you're 20. We're young professionals.
Yep.
We're still trying, we're still working, we're working hard. We're trying to make it even bigger, right? And we have a long journey ahead. God gives us life, we have a long journey ahead, right? I would love to start sooner than I did. I still believe it's not late. It's never too late. But if I had more time on me, let's say I was 18, 19, even 16, 17 years old, cluing in on the mindset that you have now, that you're able to relate with me and people 10 years ahead of your age or 20, 30 years ahead of your age, that is a blessing in itself, right?
Yeah.
It's having that realization early on where you just drop all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because that stuff is not going to matter. You're eventually going to come to a realization that I don't want to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So if you can move on from that before, get your knowledge up, start learning, have that mindset, start working on yourself and believing in yourself earlier on in the process.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with the right people that also believe in your vision and give you that support, you're going to get somewhere, man.
Yeah.
You're going to get somewhere.
So when you say drop all the bullshit, what is that to you? Is that like the people that go to the bars 4 nights a week, hanging out with people that don't have the same goals as you? Like what is the bullshit to you? Because everyone's kind of bullshit. I feel like there's a general that's bullshit.
There's the general bubble.
It can go deeper, right?
Yeah.
So what is your type of bullshit?
Man, to me, it's things that don't give you a benefit in your life, and that may be different for every single person, right? For me personally, would be wasting time in things, let's say, like you said, like bars, clubs, parties, and stuff like that. Sure, take your time, unwind from time to time. Go
that's okay.
Celebrate your win. Go give yourself time, right? Because you can't just be fucking working nonstop. You should be, but also take good time to yourself to recoup, recalibrate, and come back, right? Otherwise, you're gonna eventually go insane, man. Like you still gotta live life. It's not all just about, and it's not just about the money. You can't mistake the two things: working hard and smart, right? Working hard, smart, and giving it your all, and making a lot of money. Those are two different things to me, completely, right? The success, the fun, the pleasure, the feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment comes in the actual process of the work, doing the things, right? The money is just an outcome that is your reward to some extent, to give you that time and reward you for that effort that you put in and the time you sacrificed and the hard grind, the hard yakas that you did, to give you that, hey, you know what? You deserve this. Yeah. You worked for this. Here you go. Take it. Yep. So that's essentially how I see things, right? But the bullshit is essentially things that will stop you from doing that work, stop you from doing that process. If you know something is not aiding that vision that you want to get to and it's not helping you progress towards that to me is in some essence bullshit. It's not just necessarily partying. Maybe you're a crazy guy. You party 7 nights a week, but you still get all your shit that you need to get done to get where you need to get done. Yes, the partying is taking a negative effect on you, but you're still moving towards your stuff. Eventually, you're gonna drop that. Once you come to that realization, you're gonna drop it, right? So I feel like that's essentially what the bullshit is to me. From time to time, from where I am and in what position I am, it can all change. Now, I don't have any urge to go out and party or something. Yes, I like going out with my friends at night, having a chill session, just chill out, go play pool, eat out, do whatever you need to do, right? But make sure that your daily work that you need to do to feel at peace, that, hey, I put my grind in for the day, that feeling needs to be there, and then do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yep.
You're golden at that point.
Yep.
If I am not doing what I needed to do, I'm always going to have, again, that's where the pileup and the buildup starts happening that leads to stress, and it puts you in that negative mindset, right? Where it's like, if I wake up and I had 10, like we had a podcast scheduled for today. If today we didn't do this, and then the 3 other tasks that I need to do, or a couple other things that I have on my mind, on my list I need to do, if I don't complete those, when the night comes and I'm out chilling now, that to me, I'm not present and enjoying that moment.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of bullshit that I'm even here and doing this right now, because I didn't follow through with my word, right? I needed to get this stuff done, and I didn't.
Yeah.
That's specifically for business. I'm even saying that for me in that sense. It's like I had all these things to do, and I didn't do them in the morning. Whose fault is it? Mine. Yeah. Who needs to get it done? Me. Do it now. You didn't do it in the morning? Sure, get it done at night. If even at night I flop and I'd go do something else, at that point, it's gonna bother me, man. It's gonna eat at me, and I'm not gonna be at the peace that I want to be at, because it's always gonna be in the back of my head. Shit, bro. Another task pended, moved on to the next day. So that feeling to me is what I call bullshit.
Okay, I like that. Thank you for the very descriptive definition behind that.
No problem, man.
One final question, because we're coming up on 40 minutes here.
Yeah.
And this has been fucking so knowledge packed. I don't want you to kind of overwhelm the people.
Of course.
How helpful has God been in this process?
Everything it's from Him, man. Like there's times where, don't get me wrong, the human being is built in a way where the arrogance may kick in from time to time in your personally in your heart, where it's like, I did this, I'm working hard, I'm getting to this. Yes, you are, but it's by the grace of God. 100%. He could shut you down today, right now, this moment. So never forget that. Whatever you have is because He's allowed you to have it.
Yes.
It's because He wants you to have it.
Yes.
So be grateful. And when you turn back and you're grateful to God, I feel like there's
power behind it.
Yeah, man. There's power behind it. It empowers you even more, and it makes you realize that, man, I am so blessed that I got to go get this even harder today. Yep. And I know God's behind me, so there's no way I will fail. And whatever happens, it's His will. He knows best, so I'm not worried. Yeah. I'm just going to do what I need to do, and the rest I'm going to leave up to God.
I'll take care of it.
That's essentially where it is. And it's Ramadan too, right? And we're fasting. So it's that feeling, man, like, this month, it sort of makes you realize you want to sort of build that connection and get closer to God and build the habits that you want, right? Be it small, but consistent, right? Because God loves consistency in the things that you do, right? So it doesn't matter, like, if you're doing all the things by the book, you should be, and that should be your bigger goal and your bigger vision, but things that you can get consistent on, and I believe me, I've struggled with it. It's just this month to us, and whoever else can relate, it's sort of special, man, where you're not eating, you're not fasting, but that doesn't even matter. I could care less about the eating and the fasting. It's more so like the willpower and the purity that you feel within this month, and the ease of letting go the things that are hard to let go apart from this month. It's magical, man. It's miraculous how it works. It's a holy month for us. It's a blessed month for us, right? Apart from this, when this month comes, a lot of people, including me, will leave so many things that we've been doing on a daily basis, and we regret doing on a daily basis, and we don't want to do on a daily basis. And it's very easy to do it this month, so because it's just special. I don't know what it is, because you're willingly also like thinking and trying to be more God conscious all the time, right? So
Yeah.
it really affects your actions. And like you said, man, like God plays a huge role in your life. He plays the biggest role in your life, if I would like to say, right? Like he controls the reins for everything. So I firmly believe, right, there's one God, Allah, and you know, that's what it is. And Allah in Arabic is God. So essentially, man, like it's yes, you have to put in the work, you have to do what you need to do, but if God's not by your side, man, the chances are like things are gonna be tough. They're gonna be rough and tough. 100%. And man, like and whatever your relationship is, whatever your religion is, whatever like you know your mentality and like I said, your relation with God is, you know that best, and only you will, each individual will know their relation the best to God, right? So it's very hard to comment on what you feel and what I feel and what my relation is, right? But at the same time, man, I feel like overall, yes, it is the reality, it is the truth, and man, without God's blessing, yes, maybe you get something in abundance and greatness and whatever, but it may not be the best for you.
No.
You may not be happy. You may not be at peace. Things may fall apart. They may crash on you. So you always want to be grateful with what you have and where God's putting you. And keep striving. Even God says, man, like, work hard, strive hard, be consistent, give it your all. Like, I gave you the ability, like, simple, like if you take a step back and simplify it, I can move my fingers, I can breathe, I can see, I can hear, I'm able to walk, I'm able to take another breath this second. I have my legs work, my knees work, my feet work, everything is work. Just simple, your body parts, they're working. A lot of people don't even have that.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to be questioned, you're going to be asked, what did you do with all the blessing I gave you? You just sit and do nothing? Or you actually utilized all the blessing I gave?
Yeah.
You have this mindset. I have this mindset. A lot of other people around us have the mindset of learning, growing. It's not magical that all of a sudden you decided to be this way.
Yep.
God wanted you to be this way. So utilize that. Capitalize on it. Give it your all, man. Like, you know, do what you need to do. Like, because I honestly feel like we're going to be asked up when we go up that, what did you do? I blessed you with all this, and this guy, he wasn't blessed with half of the things that you had, and he still gave it his all. You didn't. You wasted my blessing.
Yeah.
Right? That's something I personally think and believe, right? So I feel like that's also a big driver for me, where it's like, we're on this earth, we have this capability to do great stuff, like the whole thing happening in Palestine and in Gaza, it's sad to see, you know. That's also what I want to do, where it makes me work harder, that, you know, I want to be in a position of leadership where I can make some influence, even at a larger, grander scale. I'm doing what I can. By my prayers are with them, my support is with them, my donation, whatever, right? It's all with them. Everything I can do, what I can do in my position, I'm trying to do. And there's more that I can do, and overall everybody can do as well. But, you know, it's like, that's what's pushing me even harder these days, is like, it's kind of changed my perspective on everything. It's like, man, we are so blessed to wake up and have another day. And if you just look at the videos, what's going down on there, man, like,
it's fucked.
You go and try to live a single day down there. If that happens to your family and the people you love and the people around you, how are you going to feel? You couldn't even fathom that. I can't even fathom that. Nobody can, unless you're in that position, man. Yep. Or you have someone actually living there and you have that connection with them. You're not going to be able to understand. We're too blessed. Yes, we feel like it. Like, we see it, we do it. Yes, we feel like, oh, all this is going. And it's very controversial topic, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. But at the same time, man, like, I firmly believe, like, we are just way too blessed, bro. We are way too blessed. And
you have to feel the blessing and be 100%. Grateful. And
100%.
A lot of people take gratitude for granted.
100%.
And, I practice on a daily basis. That I would assume you do as well, right? And I know a lot of people need to feel truly, truly grateful and truly blessed. Because when you see those things going on in the world, and you see that people can't even have a family or a home anymore,
a night's sleep, bro.
Like they can't sleep. There's no grocery stores because they're gone.
There's nothing.
That is, comparing that to what we are living right now, like, We're living a million times better, right?
Billion, if I like.
Yeah.
You're living in stone, dust, and rubble, man.
Yeah.
To a point where parents are saying, is it permissible for me to cup my own hand and feed to my children?
Yeah, that's
an whole other level. Like, that's what, like, you know, it's hard to hear, it's hard to see, but we can't feel that pain and that, you know, we're feeling what we can and it hurts a lot, but at the same time, what they're going through, man, like, we're not, alhamdulillah, we're never experienced, you know, but it's crazy to even think of what's going on down there, man. Like you said, like, we're living a billion times better,
living like
man.
fucking kings and queens,
and
right?
yes, and yet, and the thing is, since we're not in that, once we are seeing all that stuff out there and you're actively learning, it makes you feel and realize how great blessed we truly are.
Exactly.
But it's also very easy to fall in that loop of seeing others thing, the flashy object syndrome, I believe it's what it's called, right? Shiny object syndrome. When you see other people doing stuff, doing this, doing that, you're seeing this, you're focusing more on other successes and what this guy's doing and what she's doing and what he's doing and what is going on here, and oh shit, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. All that stuff, it's like we discussed, it's great to have that mentality that, hey, you have a vision, you want to get somewhere, but don't be so consumed with everything else around you and that everybody else is doing that you forget to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Right? You have to get to your vision, but and that when you start focusing on everything else around you and everybody else around you and not yourself, and accepting the fact that you truly are blessed, and you try to be grateful for what you have, and, you know, realize your true potential and accept where you are and where your time is, and that your time is going to come when it's going to come. It's very easy to fall in that negative mindset and that feeling of like comparison. Yes, that's
comparison
right.
is the thief of joy.
That's basically it, right? So that, I feel like that, like, and that's what makes you ungrateful to some extent, where even, and believe me, there's days I've been ungrateful in my hand, and then I snap back and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm so blessed, and the peace that gives me, and the clarity and the drive that gives me is unmatched, because it's like, shit, man, like, I'm thinking, bro, why haven't I made $1 million yet? Why haven't I made 10 million? Why don't I have 10 properties yet? Why don't I have this yet? It's okay.
Yeah, you're going to.
But
look what you do have.
But look what you're doing, and look what you do have. Like, and if you want a reminder, then see what the others don't have.
Exactly.
And then come back to, you have a roof over your head.
Yep.
You have, let's say, some people don't have parents. Some people don't have siblings. Some people don't have limbs. Some people don't have the daily blessings and the luxuries of life that we take for granted. People don't have. To them, that is a massive luxury. Yep. For us, it's a norm for us, and we take it for granted at times. I've done it many a times, and probably still do it a couple of times, but it's always coming back to that realization that, nah, man, like, we have it way too good, you know?
It's crazy.
It's way too good out here.
There's someone that wants an arm while you want a Lamborghini.
There we go.
It's fucking nuts.
There we go.
So, from what everything you just said, would the main message, because the main message I kind of pulled from it is, be utterly grateful for what you have and take full advantage of it, because 100%. When you pass, you're going to go to God, and God is going to say, I gave you everything you needed and you half-assed it, or I gave you everything you needed, good job. There's two outcomes, and that's kind of what I pulled from that. Am I on track?
Yeah,
it's very well
said. That amasses to, like, everything else too, right? Like you said, I gave you everything, either good job or you didn't do it right. You wasted it all, you know? Yeah, man. And then obviously to each their own, and everybody's religion, there's right and wrongs that you know. And even if you set religions aside and you look at the grand scheme of things, the right is always going to be similar. Right? 100%. Some people will have, you'll make your own opinions and bases and sort of alter things to your thing, but that's not the way to go. You want to strive to live by the way of God, what He wants you to do. You try to do that to the best capability, and anything that God does want, it's always going to be beneficial. there's going to be no harm in that.
Yeah,
the things that are requested of you, the things that are requested of you or asked of you to do, they're somehow scientifically, non-scientifically, spiritually, mentally, they're always going to be in some sort of benefit to you. It's 100%. Never going to not benefit you.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I've seen over time. And like you said, man, it's just, that's basically what it is in a nutshell. Like how you sort of summarize it, that was well said, man. Like pretty much it.
Well, you said it well, brother. You said it well. So to close it out, if you were on your deathbed right now, let's say you're fucking, I don't know, 90 years old, 100 years old. Hopefully you live to 120.
Inshallah.
120. I don't know if that's a pretty old age, but let's say you're 120, deathbed.
Right.
You've lived the most miraculous life. You've helped thousands of people. You know, you've given back to the community. Everything you said you want to do, you've done it. What would be one thing that you would tell the world?
Never give up on yourself and have full faith in yourself and relentlessly pursue your dreams, man.
I fucking love that.
Because there's no takebacks.
Yep.
Once your time's done, the clock runs out, that's it. There's no coming back. There's no second chances.
Yep.
It's done. Now you're answerable to God, and that's it. You did what you needed to do.
He just ended it.
Light just ended.
Ended it.
That's pretty much it, man. So that's exactly what I would say to someone. Like, give it your all. Don't have any doubts. Be relentless and just pursue what you want to pursue, man. Just go for it, bro.
Thank you.
Just go for it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate your time on here. All of the listeners will appreciate it because that was fucking gas.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'm going to listen to this like at least 4 times because you dropped a lot of knowledge in here. And another thank you to every single person that took your time to listen to this. I appreciate it a lot. Words can't really even say how much I appreciate your time. And I hope you were able to pull something out of this that can help you better your life. And yeah, I'm going to close this episode out of A Positive Lens, episode 11. And yeah, thank you very much.
That's it, man. Take care, guys. Make sure to tune in on this podcast. Some great stuff out here.
Hell yeah. Peace.
Peace.